Hello, steadfast Taurus. July 11, 2026 carries a quieter kind of clarity, one that settles in gently, like the first light revealing a familiar landscape in a new way. You may notice the questions you've been carrying no longer feel as heavy, not because every answer has appeared at once, but because your perspective has begun to shift. This is less about dramatic change and more about recognizing that an old season is naturally giving way to another. As habits, expectations, or responsibilities that no longer reflect who you are begin to loosen their grip, they leave room for something steadier, more authentic, and deeply rooted to take shape. Today's energy favors thoughtful progress. The spirit of the Eight of Pentacles reminds you that meaningful success is rarely built through shortcuts. It grows from patience, care, and the quiet satisfaction of doing each task well. Whether you're refining a skill, tending to an important project, or strengthening your career one careful decision at a time, your consistent efforts are creating a foundation that will continue to support you long after today has passed. Trust the value of steady movement and allow every intentional choice to become another stone along the path you're building. Your relationships also seem ready to deepen in meaningful ways. The symbolism of the Two of Cups and the Three of Cups suggests that honest conversations, mutual encouragement, and shared experiences can strengthen the bonds that truly matter. Whether these connections are personal, professional, or newly forming, they invite a sense of trust that develops naturally over time. Instead of searching for immediate certainty, remain open to the people who bring calm, sincerity, and a genuine willingness to grow alongside you, because those connections often become the quiet support that carries you further than you expected. As these energies continue to unfold, reflect on the gentle lesson represented by Enid E, reminder that self-doubt rarely disappears through force, but often softens through understanding. The moments that once exhausted you, the disappointments you carried, and the lessons you never expected to need have all contributed to the resilience you now possess. Rather than wishing those experiences away, allow them to become part of the rich soil from which your confidence continues to grow. There is strength in allowing yourself to be seen honestly, and there is wisdom in recognizing that openness often creates the deepest kind of personal growth. Today invites you to move forward with calm intention instead of urgency. Organize your thoughts, appreciate each small sign of progress, and trust that lasting transformation often happens quietly before it becomes visible. Like a garden slowly coming into bloom, your life may already be changing in ways that are easy to overlook, but impossible to stop once they begin. Let yourself welcome this new season with patience, gratitude, and quiet confidence, knowing that every steady step is helping you create a life that feels more aligned with who you are becoming. As you continue listening, remember that this reading reflects general energies rather than fixed outcomes. Some parts may speak directly to your present experience, while others may simply offer something to return to at another time. Everyone moves through life seasons differently, carrying unique stories, challenges, and opportunities for growth. Allow your own intuition to guide you toward the insights that feel genuine and meaningful for you today. So, as you listen, give yourself permission to slow down and simply notice what feels meaningful. You don't need to force every message to fit your life. Let your own intuition quietly separate what speaks to this moment from what may become clearer another day. Thank you for spending this time here once again. Stay with me through the reading, because we'll be exploring how today's energies may be unfolding across your relationships, your work and finances, your well-being, and the atmosphere surrounding your home and family. Before we move into those areas, I'd like to share the symbolic numbers and color that seem especially aligned with today's energy. If these daily readings continue to bring you clarity or encouragement, you can support this space with a simple like. It truly helps this community continue to grow and allows these reflections to reach more people. The numbers that may hold special significance today are 11 and 44. Think of them as gentle reminders rather than predictions. They may appear unexpectedly, accompany meaningful conversations, or simply invite you to pause and pay closer attention when new opportunities begin to take shape. The color most closely connected with today's atmosphere is moss green. Its symbolism reflects steadiness, renewal, and the quiet confidence that grows over time. Surrounding yourself with a shade, whether in something you wear or simply notice throughout your day, may serve as a gentle reminder to stay grounded. Listen to your inner wisdom and move through each decision with patience instead of urgency. There is a sense that you're entering a season you may one day look back on with deep gratitude. Your presence carries a quiet magnetism now, not because you're trying to stand out, but because the calm confidence you've been cultivating has become visible to others. Like an old tree whose roots have grown deep beneath the surface, your strength no longer depends on proving itself. It simply exists, and people naturally feel it. One of the most meaningful realizations arriving now is that your growth has never been entirely yours alone. Every careful decision, every lesson learned, and every dream patiently nurtured has been supported, in ways both obvious and subtle, by people who believed in you during moments when your own confidence wavered. Some offered practical help, others offered encouragement, and some simply remained beside you when you needed steady companionship. Recognizing their role doesn't diminish your independence. Instead, it reflects a deeper kind of wisdom, the understanding that allowing yourself to receive support is part of building a life that lasts. Even so, this new chapter isn't completely free of challenges. As your confidence becomes more visible, not everyone will celebrate your progress with the same sincerity. You may encounter quiet envy, unnecessary criticism, or opinions disguised as concern. Rather than allowing those voices to pull your attention away from what truly matters, today's lesson is to remain rooted in your own values. Like a mountain that doesn't argue with the changing weather, your greatest strength comes from knowing where you stand without needing to defend every step you take. You may also notice an increase in energy today. Instead of scattering it across too many directions, allow it to nourish what genuinely supports your life. Care for your body with movement that restores rather than exhausts you. Refresh your surroundings, return to creative ideas that are patiently waited for your attention, or spend meaningful time with the people who leave you feeling more like yourself. Small acts of care often become the strongest foundations for lasting change. As your priorities become clearer, you'll likely find yourself placing each responsibility into its proper place with greater ease. A growing sense of self-worth encourages healthier boundaries and wiser decisions, beginning with the way you value your own time and energy. The Emperor's quiet symbolism invites reflection rather than control, encouraging you to revisit old experiences, not to relive them, but to recognize how they shaped the strength and maturity you now carry. Today's tarot points toward a period of steady renewal. Rather than asking you to rush ahead, it encourages you to trust the natural timing of your own growth. Themes of emotional healing, meaningful relationships, and personal empowerment weave gently throughout this reading. Keep what resonates with your heart and allow the rest to drift away without resistance. The Death card stands at the center of today's symbolism, not as a warning of loss, but as an invitation to release what has quietly reached its natural conclusion. For Taurus, whose steady nature can sometimes hold tightly to familiar routines, this card offers a compassionate reminder that growth occasionally asks us to loosen our grip. Old relationship patterns, limiting beliefs about your own worth, or responsibilities you've long outgrown may be ready to fall away. What first appears to be an ending may simply be the clearing of fertile ground, preparing the soil for something healthier, more meaningful, and better aligned with the person you are steadily becoming. Allow today's energy to surprise you in gentle ways. Sometimes what first feels like something slipping away is actually life creating room for experiences that better reflect who you have become. Change doesn't always arrive with loud announcements. Often it begins quietly, asking only that you loosen your grip on what has already served its purpose. Trust that each release is preparing fertile ground for something more nourishing to grow. The Judgment card now invites a season of honest reflection and deeper awareness. Rather than asking you to become someone new, it encourages you to recognize the wisdom you've already gathered along your journey. Old experiences, especially those connected to family identity or long-standing beliefs, may suddenly make more sense, revealing why certain chapters unfolded the way they did. Listen carefully to the quiet voice within you. It isn't urging you to rush ahead, but to move forward with a clearer understanding of what truly deserves your time, your energy, and your heart. For Taurus, this awakening often appears through a renewed appreciation for what has lasting value. You may discover that your greatest strength isn't found in constant movement, but in your ability to remain steady while everything around you changes. The lessons you've carried for so long are beginning to settle into something more meaningful, replacing uncertainty with quiet confidence. As your perspective expands, you'll naturally inspire others, not by trying to lead them, but simply by living with authenticity and consistency. Justice follows as a reminder that balance is gradually restoring itself. If you've experienced disappointment, unequal effort, or situations that left you questioning whether fairness still exists, this card encourages patience rather than resentment. Resolution has its own rhythm, and not every answer arrives immediately. Whether this unfolds to relationships, agreements, financial matters, or personal closure, today's energy suggests that honesty, accountability, and thoughtful choices create the strongest foundation for lasting peace. The World card continues this story by marking the completion of an important chapter. It invites you to pause long enough to recognize how much has already changed before your attention turns toward the next goal. Taurus often focuses on building what comes next without fully appreciating everything that has already taken root. Today offers an opportunity to acknowledge your progress with gratitude, recognizing that many cycles which once seemed endless are quietly reaching their natural conclusion. As one season gently closes, another begins to reveal itself. New experiences, meaningful opportunities, or even journeys that broaden your perspective may appear with surprising ease. Rather than feeling pressured to chase every possibility, allow yourself to choose what truly aligns with your values. There is a quiet satisfaction in realizing that you don't need to force the future when you've already prepared the soil so carefully. The Chariot encourages purposeful movement, but its lesson today is one of direction rather than speed. Your determination becomes most powerful when it is focused instead of scattered across too many responsibilities. There may still be moments of uncertainty or outside opinions that test your confidence, yet each challenge becomes easier to navigate when you remain anchored in your priorities. Whether you're nurturing a relationship or developing your career, steady commitment will carry you much farther than impulsive action ever could. Your health also deserves thoughtful attention. There is abundant energy available to you now, but even the richest soil needs periods of rest before it can continue to produce healthy growth. Respect your body's signals, especially if you've been pushing yourself through busy days without allowing enough time to recover. Rest is not an interruption to your progress. It is one of the ways progress becomes sustainable. The current planetary atmosphere may leave you feeling unusually motivated, eager to accomplish more than usual. Saturn, however, offers an important counterbalance, reminding you that true productivity is measured not only by what you complete, but by the peace you maintain while doing it. You don't have to fill every hour with activity to prove your dedication. Protecting your sleep, creating moments of stillness, and caring for your emotional well-being are every bit as valuable as crossing another task off your list. In your professional life, several encouraging influences begin to work together. The quality of your work, your practical creativity, and your dependable nature are becoming increasingly visible to the people around you. Recognition may arrive gradually rather than dramatically, but it carries genuine weight because it reflects trust that has been earned over time. New responsibilities may follow, not as burdens, but as evidence that others recognize your ability to build lasting results. Even if those in positions of authority are reserved or slow to express appreciation, don't mistake their silence for a lack of respect. The reputation you've developed through patience, consistency, and careful attention to detail is beginning to create opportunities that speak louder than compliments ever could. In the long run, it is the integrity of your work, not the personality of those evaluating it, that continues to open meaningful doors for your future. In the end, the quality of your work speaks more clearly than anyone's opinion ever could. The care you've invested, the patience you've shown, and the integrity behind your efforts continue to create opportunities that no one can take away. Still, this is where another important lesson begins. Not everyone around you will celebrate your progress with the same sincerity, and that's simply part of many professional environments. As your abilities become more visible, you may notice subtle forms of envy or criticism disguised as helpful advice. Resist the urge to explain yourself or respond to every opinion. Quiet confidence is one of your greatest strengths today. Diplomacy, discretion, and steady professionalism will protect your peace far more effectively than confrontation ever could. Firmness and kindness are not opposites. They can work together beautifully when your actions remain aligned with your values. If you're searching for a new position, patience will become one of your greatest allies. Interviews, paperwork, or lengthy negotiations may take longer than expected, but that doesn't mean progress has stopped. A fresh opportunity is gradually taking shape, one that offers not only practical stability, but also an environment where you can feel genuinely appreciated. You may even find yourself drawn toward industries or roles you hadn't seriously considered before, opening doors that once seemed outside your path. For those thinking about starting a business or expanding an existing one, today's energy favors thoughtful planning over rushed decisions. The groundwork you've laid through experience is becoming one of your greatest assets. Every lesson you've gathered, especially the difficult ones, has quietly prepared you to build something stronger and more sustainable than before. Success now is less about luck and more about making calm, intentional choices rooted in wisdom. Financially, the atmosphere suggests a gradual but meaningful shift. All beliefs connected to limitation or repeated setbacks are beginning to lose their influence, creating space for a healthier relationship with abundance. Rather than expecting sudden windfalls, this period encourages you to recognize how consistent decisions, practical planning, and growing self-worth naturally strengthen your financial foundation. Opportunities may emerge from situations that once appeared to have reached their conclusion. A conversation, an agreement, or an unexpected offer could reopen possibilities you believed had already passed. The timing feels significant, inviting you to trust that some doors close only to guide you toward ones that are better aligned with where your life is now heading. Justice continues to weave through your financial story, suggesting that past efforts are gradually finding their reward. Matters involving contracts, official documents, or long-awaited decisions may begin moving toward greater balance. Trust the process, even if everything doesn't unfold at once. What you've invested with patience is beginning to return in forms that feel both practical and lasting. As momentum builds, remain selective about where you invest your energy. Avoid scattering your attention across too many projects simply because exciting possibilities appear. The choices made with patience today are far more likely to create lasting security tomorrow. Let intuition work alongside practical judgment, allowing each financial decision to reflect both wisdom and confidence. Any outside negativity that once distracted you is beginning to lose its influence. The steadier your confidence becomes, the less power external opinions will have over your decisions. This chapter encourages you to cultivate your resources with care, knowing that abundance often grows like a well-tended garden quietly, consistently, and one thoughtful step at a time. New investments, meaningful collaborations, or opportunities that broaden your horizons may naturally become part of this unfolding season. In matters of the heart, warmth begins to return after a period that may have felt emotionally distant. Trust grows gradually, like the first signs of spring after a long winter, bringing with it a renewed sense of comfort and emotional safety. You feel increasingly free to express yourself honestly without carrying unnecessary defenses or trying to become someone you're not. That quiet authenticity is becoming one of your most attractive qualities. Your natural presence feels especially magnetic now, not because you're seeking attention, but because genuine self-acceptance has a way of drawing people closer. Venus gently supports communication, making conversations feel lighter, more sincere, and emotionally rewarding. Shared laughter replaces lingering tension, comfortable silences deepen intimacy, and affection begins to flow more naturally than it has in quite some time. If your relationship has recently weathered challenges, this period offers an opportunity to reconnect with greater understanding and mutual appreciation. Difficult moments no longer define the relationship. Instead, they become part of the story that strengthens it. If you're single, your renewed confidence creates an inviting energy that others naturally notice. The person who has quietly occupied your thoughts may be closer than you realize, and the connection that develops is likely to begin through simple, authentic moments rather than dramatic circumstances. Sometimes the strongest relationships grow from the quiet recognition that you can truly be yourself in someone else's presence. There is a quiet feeling that life is beginning to arrange meaningful encounters in its own time. If someone has been on your mind, you may find that circumstances naturally create opportunities to spend more time together without anything feeling forced. Rather than trying to control where the connection leads, allow yourself to enjoy discovering one another as each conversation unfolds. Sometimes the strongest relationships begin through simple moments that gradually reveal a deeper sense of familiarity. If you're getting to know someone, let curiosity guide you instead of expectation. A shared smile, a thoughtful message, or an unplanned afternoon together may carry more meaning than grand romantic gestures. Every honest exchange becomes another piece of a relationship that is growing at its own pace, inviting trust to develop naturally before deeper commitments take shape. Within your family, gentle but meaningful changes are also unfolding. Long-standing misunderstandings or inherited patterns may finally be ready to soften, creating room for healthier conversations and renewed understanding. Moments that once felt difficult to explain could suddenly become clearer, allowing compassion to replace old assumptions. Healing doesn't erase the past, but it often changes the way the past lives within us. Your steady presence becomes an important source of reassurance for those around you. By approaching loved ones with patience instead of judgment, you encourage an atmosphere where people feel safe enough to speak honestly. Practical solutions and heartfelt conversations work together to restore balance, helping everyone move forward with greater mutual respect. Even if some adjustments create temporary discomfort, they ultimately strengthen the foundation of your closest relationships. This period also encourages a deeper appreciation for the role you play within your family. Your willingness to listen, forgive when appropriate, and lead through quiet example inspires others more than you may realize. Small gestures of generosity, consistency, and emotional warmth create an environment where trust continues to grow, marking the beginning of a chapter defined more by connection than by old divisions. Your personal energy feels noticeably stronger today, as though a fresh current is moving steadily beneath everything you do. Jupiter's influence may amplify your optimism, making possibilities appear broader and encouraging you to recognize opportunities that were previously easy to overlook. Combined with your natural determination, this creates favorable conditions for meaningful progress, provided you remain grounded in your priorities. As encouraging as this momentum feels, it also comes with an important reminder. The desire to accomplish more can become overwhelming if you begin measuring your worth by constant productivity. Be mindful of impatience, stubbornness, or the temptation to rush decisions simply because progress feels within reach. Lasting success is rarely built through urgency. It grows through thoughtful choices made at the right time. One of today's quiet lessons is learning that confidence doesn't need to compete with anyone else's perspective. Listen carefully before responding, welcome support when it's offered sincerely, and allow respect to shape even your disagreements. Your greatest strength isn't proving that you're right, it's creating enough stability within yourself that you no longer feel the need to defend every opinion. For students and lifelong learners, this is an especially supportive period for mental focus and steady progress. If you're preparing for entrance exams, professional certifications, or important assessments, your concentration is becoming more consistent, allowing information to settle more naturally. Those already pursuing higher education may notice that subjects which once felt challenging begin to connect in clearer ways. Trust your preparation. Remain patient with the learning process, and remember that lasting knowledge is built one thoughtful step at a time, much like everything else that truly endures. If you're studying or preparing for an important milestone, trust the progress you've already made. and continue moving forward with confidence. Even if the finish line still feels some distance away, remember that genuine mastery is rarely built in dramatic leaps. It grows through quiet repetition, thoughtful practice, and the willingness to keep showing up even when the results aren't immediately visible. Consistent effort has a way of revealing its value when the moment finally arrives, and today's energy supports patient preparation just as much as inspired action. Every page you study, every skill you refine, and every lesson you revisit is becoming part of a much stronger foundation than you may realize today. As for compatibility, 3 zodiac signs may reflect meaningful themes for you today. The first is Virgo. An encounter with someone carrying Virgo's thoughtful energy could encourage you to notice details you've been overlooking, whether through a meaningful conversation, practical advice, or a simple shared experience. They may gently remind you that lasting clarity often comes from paying attention to life's quieter moments. Virgo's gift is often found in helping others see what has been hiding in plain sight, transforming ordinary observations into meaningful insight. Consider writing down your thoughts today, as recurring ideas or patterns may reveal connections that have been patiently waiting beneath the surface. A single sentence, an unexpected observation, or even a passing comment could become the beginning of a realization that continues unfolding long after today. The second sign is Pisces. Their compassionate presence may remind you that strength doesn't always come from standing alone. A spontaneous invitation, an uplifting conversation, or a moment of genuine kindness could restore your confidence in unexpected ways. Sometimes security isn't created by controlling every outcome. It grows from knowing there are people willing to stand beside you when life becomes uncertain. Pisces also carries the quiet ability to soften emotional burdens that have been carried for too long, helping you approach both yourself and others with greater understanding. Allow yourself to receive that kindness without feeling the need to earn it first, because support offered freely often arrives exactly when the heart is ready to accept it. Finally, Capricorn brings an energy that complements your desire to build something lasting. Their steady perspective may inspire you to take a practical step you've been postponing, whether that's beginning a new project, exploring an unfamiliar opportunity, or committing to a long-term goal. Rather than pushing you outside your comfort zone through pressure, this influence encourages quiet confidence, showing you that meaningful growth often begins with one thoughtful decision followed by another. Capricorn's example reminds you that patience is never passive. It is an active commitment to creating something that will continue to stand strong long after temporary excitement has faded. As today's energies continue to unfold, remember that every encounter has the potential to teach you something about yourself. Some people arrive to offer encouragement, others to provide perspective, and a few simply remind you of the qualities you already carry within. Even brief interactions can leave lasting impressions when they arrive at the right moment. Stay open to those moments, because even the smallest conversation, gesture, or unexpected coincidence can quietly reshape the direction of your day and reveal possibilities that previously felt beyond your awareness. Taurus, this message was prepared with today's symbolic energies in mind, offering possibilities for reflection rather than fixed outcomes. Astrology is most valuable when it serves as a mirror instead of a map, inviting you to observe your own experiences with greater curiosity rather than telling you exactly what will happen next. Take what genuinely resonates with your heart and allow anything that doesn't to pass by without concern. Trust your own intuition as the final guide, because your lived experience will always add meaning to these symbols in ways no general reading ever fully can. The more honestly you listen to yourself, the more naturally these insights begin to find their place. If today's reading brought you a moment of clarity or quiet encouragement, I'd truly appreciate your support through a like. And if you'd like to continue receiving these daily reflections, you're warmly invited to subscribe and turn on notifications so we can continue exploring these symbolic journeys together. Your support, whether through your time, your presence, or your encouragement, helps this space continue to grow and allows these daily messages to reach others who may need them as well. Thank you, as always, for sharing a few moments of your day with me. I never take your time or your trust for granted, and I'm grateful that our paths crossed here today. Wishing you a peaceful July 11 filled with steady confidence, meaningful connections, and the quiet reassurance that the life you're building is taking shape, one thoughtful step at a time. May each small decision you make today become another lasting stone in the foundation of the future you're patiently creating.